Now moving on to variables and types. So whenever a program is running, everything needs to be stored in the computer's memory. Okay, it's not something magic that happens. Whatever you are doing, it has to be stored somewhere so that it can be used later on. Okay, and the program code itself will be stored in one of the memory, and the data that it works on will be stored in somewhere else in the memory. Okay, a variable is basically a meaningful way to give a name to the area of that memory, because normally computer's memory will be in some numerical format or some other format that is hard to remember. Okay, if you try to access those addresses, or you want to understand how much memory you are using for that program, it will be very difficult to understand unless until you have something which you can use as a reference to refer to that memory. Okay, a variable, as I said, is a way to give a meaningful name to the area of a memory. And whenever we create a variable, Python allocates an area of memory for us, and it also knows where to refer to that area whenever we talk about that variable. Okay, let's say you are giving a variable called greeting, which is hello, and you are giving a variable name, which is Praveen. Okay, now I have these two variables, as you can see, and now I want to use this variable. You can directly use the variable with your print statement, and you will get hello Praveen. So what are you getting here? You're getting hello instead of greeting, and Praveen instead of the name. Okay, so this is how so this is a variable, greeting and name, and the whatever is on the right side of the equals to sign is your value of that variable. Okay, and whenever you want to use that value in your program, you just call it with the name of your variable, and the program will know where to find that variable's value. It will go to that address, it will fetch the value of that variable, and it will give it to you as an output. Okay, so variable, why is variable so important? Okay, now I can write everything as hello Praveen. Okay, but it would be static, right? Now if I have a variable, and let's say I want to make it dynamic for everyone, I want to make this print statement dynamic and unique for every person. How can I do that? So in the name I can uh, I can use this name as the global variable for everyone, and instead of assigning a static value to it, I can take an input from an user. Okay, input, enter your name. Okay, and let's take this one also here. Now now if you see, whenever I'm executing this command, I'm taking the it's asking for the input for your name. Enter your name. Let's say I write down my name. Now it's saying hello Praveen. If it was not for that variable, we won't be able to dynamic make this print statement dynamic, right? Now for a different person, if they want to do it, let's say it's Salman, then it shows hello Salman. So this is what we can do with the help of a variable. We can interact with people, we can use the same value again and again without typing it. Okay, let's say this is just a name and you can type it again and again, but what if it was a whole sentence and you have to use that 10 times? So it will be really painful task to write it down again and again, the whole sentence, right? So you can just assign it to a variable, and your computer will take care of all the backend findings and printing the sending the output to you, and you don't have to write anything again and everything again and again. That is variable. And there are few rules for naming a variable in Python, we should be aware of. So the first thing is Python variable names must begin with a letter. It can be either upper letter or lowercase letter, or an underscore only. You cannot begin your variable name with a number or any other special characters. Then your variable can contain numbers, letters, underscore, but it cannot begin with a number, as I said. Okay. And the Python variables are case sensitive. So if I'm, let's say if I have name here like this, and if I want to print name like this, I'll get an error that it is not defined. Okay. But name like this, I'll get whatever input I had done previously that I can get. Okay. So it's case sensitive. And then variables are created when they are first attached to a value. So whenever we create a variable, we use an equal sign and attach it to a value. Okay. You cannot just create a new variable like this. Okay. You can attach it to an empty string like this, and it would work. But you cannot just name the variable and leave it. You have to provide some value to it. Okay.